Angela.
No, I don't shake hands with women for religious reasons. Yeah, for religious reasons.
In that case, I don't think I can speak to you anymore.
Why? Is that what?
Shake hands with her?
Because I think that's really offensive.
No, men.
That's okay,
No, no,
you have
but
your belief set and I
but hold on.
Shake hands
No,
with
but
her.
hold on. Let me tell you something though, yeah.
Props to the Muslim brother for standing his ground. Just think how much of a double standard that is. Lady's saying that he's not being kind to her by not shaking her hand. But how is she being kind to him by forcing him to breach his boundaries? Goodness gracious.
This is good. It shows you that they're incapable of having conversation with someone who doesn't believe in certain values. So they wouldn't be shaking hands with a tribal leader in Africa. They'd walk away from them. Because you're not allowed to shake hands with tribal leaders in Africa. If you had a Jew, you wouldn't shake hands with them because an Orthodox Jew. So in other words, if you don't believe in our liberal values the way we accept them and the way we shape them and the way then we're not going to have conversations with you. So that's intolerance. That's liberal intolerance. And I'm very happy it was on camera. Walk away. It's feministic intolerance. White person's intolerance. Very good. I'm very happy. Walk away. Because you know what? I'm going to speak to people on my terms. You know, if you don't want to touch me, you don't have to touch me.
You know what I really like about this clip? It's not even really about the whole handshake situation, but how the man deals with the situation. He doesn't throw a tantrum. He doesn't get angry. He just remains calm and explains the whole situation off like a total G. I love it.
Men and women are broadly similar with regards to aggression, although men tilt a little bit more towards aggression. So that if you picked a random person out of the population, male and female, and you guessed that the male was more aggressive, you'd be right 60% of the time. But if you take the 1 in 100 most aggressive people, they're all male. And that's why the overwhelming proportion of people who are in prisons are male. Now, do you want to equalize that?
Man, Jordan Peterson is a total weapon. The only thing that feminists can't argue against is based facts. Just watch the truth bombs Jordan Peterson is about to drop.
Curiosity. What about bricklayers? They're 99% male. And we've got about 3/4 of the population now in universities in the humanities and social sciences are female.
Yeah.
Are we going to equalize that? And men work longer hours. They work more dangerous jobs. They're more likely to move. They're more likely to work outside. They're more likely to participate in jobs in the STEM fields that are scalable. They make more money for those reasons.
All right, I went ahead and looked.
Freedom of speech in that. Why should your right to freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Because in order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive. I mean, look at the conversation we're having right now. You know, like you're certainly willing to risk offending me in the pursuit of truth. Why should you have the right to do that? It's been rather uncomfortable.
Well, I'm very glad I put you on the spot.
Well,
I'm very glad I've exercised my freedom of speech.
You get my point. It's like you're doing what you should do, which is digging a bit to see what the hell's going on.
So
and that is what you should do. But you're exercising your freedom of speech to certainly risk offending me. And that's fine. I think more power to you as far as I'm concerned.
So you haven't sat there and I'm just trying to work that out. I mean,
Ha, gotcha.
Finally.
Narrative in America is white people are evil, white people suck, We should be ashamed of ourselves. And
I don't think we should be ashamed of ourselves. I think that we should take responsibility for the system that we've created.
The best system in the world?
Oh, we do not have the best system in the world.
Who has a better system?
There are many European countries that are much better off
than
us.
Oh, you mean like the European countries with a higher density of whites, like Northern Europe?
That's one way to phrase it, I guess.
You don't mean Turkey.
No.
You don't mean Eastern Europe
No.
with the communists. So the only time you can come up with a system that's better than America, it's a country that's more white than America.
Alright, this clip might get some of you fired up. The man does have a point though, but I have said it before and I'll say it again. Stop buying into the race and gender narrative. All this talk about men this, women that, or white this and blacks that is just a carefully crafted out narrative to make you forget your real mission and purpose. We are so focused on fighting among ourselves that we forget the real agendas and the real enemy that's out to get us.
How do you say that some people don't have privilege when you basically just said that trans people aren't valid? They're not a thing. They're just girls pretending to be boys or boys pretending to be girls.
Okay. Oh, someone's excited. Okay.
That's biological, but gender is a completely different thing.
No, gender is not disconnected from sex. So.
It's not completely disconnected, but it's still a cultural thing. It's still from society.
Okay. No, it is not in the mind. Okay, you're not a man if you think you're a man. And I didn't say pretending, or if I did, I shouldn't have said pretending. Let me amend.
You said playing.
Okay, I said a boy who thinks he's a girl. That's the usual phraseology I use. Not playing. I usually say a boy who thinks he's a girl or a girl who thinks he's a boy, which is technically what we're talking about here. The idea that sex or gender are malleable is not true. Okay, and I'm not denying your humanity if you're a transgender person. I am saying that you are not the sex to which you claim to be. But if you are going to dictate to me that I'm supposed to pretend that men are women and women are men, no. My answer is no. I'm not going to modify basic biology because it threatens your subjective sense of what you are.
With each passing day...
Okay, but you're still saying these kids should not be accepted because they don't really fit into either place. They can't just
I'm saying that the Boy Scouts have a standard. You must be a biological boy to be a Boy Scout. You have to be a boy to be a Boy Scout.
Where's that written though?
In the name Boy Scouts. because this is a very because for all of human history, boy meant boy and girl meant girl.
When people like this deny basic biology, want to know what happens? We end up getting people that think there are no rules in life and everyone can just go off their feelings. I mean, just look at transgenders dominating the female divisions. You fellas might even know about the Fallon Fox MMA fight where the trans broke her female opponent's skull. Ouch. Plus, the fight only lasted just over 2 minutes after the referee was forced to halt the contest.